say, I do. How many worship you? Come on, get those hands in the air. I do worship you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
God bless you. How are you today? And welcome to the Community Shall Be Restored television show. And I'm your host, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophet Donetta Banks.
and we have an outstanding guest here today that's doing some great things out in the community. That's doing some great things and out in the community. But we're going to go to this guest in one moment. But Pastor Donetta, let them know, because we moved to a new time and everything. Let them know how they can see us on the website, and let them know some of the people who have been on the TV show and everything.
Okay. Well, you can go to www.cedricbanks.for Detroit, and on that website you'll see many of his previous programs where he had the mayor of the city of Detroit. He's had many of the city council members on the program, from Councilmember Mary Sheffield, Councilmember Tate, Councilmember Andre Spivey, Councilmember Cushingberry. You'll also see episodes of the program where he's had many state representatives, from Fred Durhall III. He's had Rosemary Robinson. There are so many different, he's had many of the city, people that work for the city of Detroit program, the Office of Attorney Inspector, Eric Sabree, Wayne County Treasurer's Office. And then there are many programs where there are community leaders doing great work in the community on there. So just go to www.secondbanks4detroit.com and you can view many of those episodes. Also, he has 2 YouTube websites. You can go to District 3, Block Club Development Association. That's his community website as well, his YouTube site. And you'll see the prophet all over the community, speaking engagements from Police Chief Craig, Police Summit engagement. He's all over the city. Many block clubs. He's in many different community organizations, and it's going to be a blessing to you. He's out in the streets praying. He has a team at hot spots. He's working with the 9th Precinct. He's chaplain. Dr. Cedric Banks is chaplain of the UAW, Coalition of Labor Union Women. He has a chaplaincy over there. He's also a chaplain of the 9th Precinct, Detroit Police Department, the Community Relations. And so you will see all those things on his District 3 Block Club Development Association site. And he also has a YouTube site, Cedric Banks, the number 4, Detroit. And the program is seen, the Community Shall Be Restored, on TV Comcast 90 every Saturday at 8 p.m. Tune in and be blessed every Saturday, 8 p.m. prime time. The Community Shall Be Restored, TV channel 90 Comcast.
All right, we have a very dynamic guest here today that's doing some great things out there in the community and just working towards his vision, trying to empower young people and trying to make a difference in the community. And matter of fact, he's not trying, he's doing that. So we just thank God today for Mr. Ishmael Terry. Welcome to the Community Show.
Our first show together.
Yeah.
Many of shows, but this is very interesting. I look forward to coming on this show because I wanted to give an opportunity to your listening audience to understand the magnitude of, well, not just the west side where I work, usually northwest, that area, but your east side listeners as well, who's been bombarding our office about coming to the east side and putting some work in over here as well. Right. So I did, a real idea of growing All for One into it's already a national agency. We're already in 6 states. Wow. And we're now working with England to have an international All for One. So we're working very hard, 11 years.
Okay, that's outstanding. Now, what is All for One doing? What type of organization is All for One?
To give you a brief synopsis of what we were, I was at Eastern Michigan University. There in the south side of Ypsilanti and West Willow area, they had issues mentoring issues and other social issues that impacted their community that the same kind of faces Detroit. And so 3 buddies of mine who were also at Eastern Michigan University decided to formulate All for One. And I was like, okay, let's do this, let's put this together. And as the brainchild and as the thinker of this, putting this together, I wanted to make sure it was something that was going to be viable for the whole Ypsilanti area. So we started a basketball camp. This was in 2003, 2002, 2003. And from there, we got a sting from the Free Press that was labeling us as the best summer program to attend. From there, like anybody else, you look forward to expanding. So we got a call from Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick in 2004 to bring All for One down here. And from there, my life began. They put us in their recreation department, and as they were closing the recreation departments, as you know, in 2005, my political side of me, which that's what my degree is in poli-sci at Eastern Michigan University, go Eagles. They were closing them, Charlie Beckham at the time, and we had meetings with them, and they were like, we gotta close them because of certain radius and everything. So I said, you can't close down these recreation centers because they're in the hub in the middle of these communities. So if you close the recreation center down, you'll be eventually closing the schools down. A lot of schools are closing, right? Right. And eventually when you close down the recreation center, people move out of those neighborhoods, so then you have empty houses, population depletion. So I led a march. I got a call from my Kwame, and he said, why are you gonna march against us? And I said, because you're closing down my recreation center at the Old Shape Recreation Center. Yeah. And from there.
Right on Capitol?
Yeah, right on Capitol. Yeah. Right over there on Plymouth and Greenfield.
I come up over there.
Okay, beautiful. And we decided that it was a time to stand up. So I got everybody in there. I got Channel 7 to come, Channel 4, Channel 2. I was just determined to make light of what was going on. As you close the recreation centers down, you close the community down. Right. Because you give no places for the people to go to get information from.
Because the children, the youth has to have an outlet. Agreed. They have to have an outlet.
And it's not just an outlet, but it gives families identity. So when you have a recreation center that you can really go to and have legit services come in and out, you have now an opportunity for the police department to work with you. You have an opportunity for the mayor and city council to work with you, even Wayne County commissioners, because all of that is portions of their district. And so they have to go through there to give you information and be more informative to the people that's in that surrounding area. So because of that, the fight wasn't about just keeping it open, but the fight was about keeping the people there. And so from there, we led the march there at the municipal building. We get some people come down from the city council. They said, who led this march? And everybody pointed towards me and was like, that's the guy, get him, get him. And I was like, yeah. So we went up there, we said our speech, and there I was, Ishmael Terry, the politician. And from there, in 2004, I told them that I would be a large figure in this state, and in this city, and in this county. And them people were like, okay, and at that time, Ken Cockrell was the president of city council. And they looked and it was like, okay, we've heard this story before, we don't know, but then they were like, something about you. It's going to happen, and so there it was. 15 years later down the line, I've been fortunate to work with President Obama, Governor Graham, State Representative Fred Durham Jr.,
Right. He's been on the show.
Yeah, George Cushionberry Jr.
He's been on the show.
So everyone in every realm of politics in this great state, Congressman John Conyers,
Been on the show.
I have had the opportunity to work either with or for. And I wanted to not just be the leader, I just wanted to be the constant information piece. I wanted to make sure that what came out of my mouth was the gospel. And the only way that can happen is if you're in the trenches. It was funny that they were like, the Michigan Democratic Party was like trying to do something with me. Like they were trying to figure out where do I fit in all of this. And at that time I was with the 14th Congressional. And they were like, well,
So, Chairman Rick Blocker.
well, before Rick Blocker.
Okay.
And it was Hollowell was the chair at that time.
Okay.
And so from there, they were like, well, listen, we got this young up and coming. Let's put him in this situation here where we can basically get all of his expertise out, which I didn't even have any. I would just really go with the flow, like, because I'm a geek towards politics. So I knew laws, I knew procedures, been in those situations before in college and everything when I worked in the NAACP and at Eastern Michigan University, where we were tackling tuition hike problems and building a new convocational center. We were fighting about the president getting a new building, and he never even stayed. He got the contract and then he left. So my challenges have always been political, but it's always been social as well. So when creating All for One was to tackle those issues, those social issues and those social behaviors that was tackling those stronger issues in the family dynamics. So it worked out. We did our thing in, here in Detroit, and from there, All for One has continued to grow. We're doing community development projects now. We've been doing that for the last 7 years now. We just worked a deal out with the State of Michigan Department of Natural Resources and Parks and Recs, as well as the City of Detroit Recreation Department, where we're now renovating Kyton Park right there. If anybody knows, that's right there on Chicago Boulevard by Linwood and Dexter. And so we're going to renovate that whole area. We're now going to have a new economic development corporation over there called Pleasant Heights Community, where we're going to align both Boston Edison, Linwood, and Dexter to each other, and we're going to renovate that whole area. So far, the mayor has given us the green light. We've already tore down, I think, 2,000 homes over there. We've already boarded up about like 68 homes. With the new Pleasant Heights Community Development, we're including the people in that communities, both Boston Edison, Linwood, and Dexter. Even grab some people from the South Islands to be in that. And so what we're going to do is give them a new
because all that over there is what, District 5?
It is. It's state
District
District 5.
Midtown?
Actually, no. It is south of Davidson and north of Joy Road. So everything in that area, everything from Central High School to Northwestern High School, all of that hub is where the factory is going to begin. I mean, right now we're blessed to have both UAW over there. Henry Ford has purchased a lot of property over there. They're going to open up a new cancer center over there in that area. So it's going to become a new viable area. And so our concern was in the Russellwood Historic District where I stay, how is that going to impact us on 12th and Linwood, 12th and Virginia Park, excuse me, and trickling down to Linwood and trickling down to Dexter. No one had that vision. All we had was a lot of wording. Like, we just had a lot of conversation. So now it's kind of like, let's change that and let's build a new dynamic over there. So Pleasant Heights Community Development was a motivation to get people to come closer together, small businesses over there, where we only have 10 small businesses left over there. And so we're just going to build. We're going to give it a new identity over there. I think that commitment, that level of commitment is needed over in that hard-hit area.
Exactly. You said you're going to build. You've already built.
Yeah.
You got a question for Ishmael Terry?
Yeah, so what are you actually building? Are you building homes? Are you building office space? Are you building, exactly what are you building? I can understand renovating, tearing down. What are you going to build?
So we're going to be, our first building project is the community park. That's going to kind of give it a nice little buzz over there. We actually got the Jewish Federation of Metropolitan Detroit to come in and partner up with us as well. To break in barriers, a lot of people don't know that the Jewish community was very affluent in the in the Russellwood district. So that Dexter and that Linwood area was a very affluent Jewish community. So we wanted to break the ice with them because they were trying to figure out a way to get into Detroit, in that portion of Detroit, and do some renovation and some rebuilding. The portion that we're talking about doing now is we worked out a deal with DEGC, Detroit Economic Wealth Corporation, as well as MEDC and others, where we're going to have new commercial properties being built. We're going to have restaurants and retails and things of that nature actually being built. We've already talked to the consulate for the Asian Pacific. They're going to be working with us to actually do some investing over there as well. So we're going to have some international flavor in there as well. So this is a vision that I've had for, I don't know, since I graduated from Northwestern High School, of regaining that build of what I've seen when I was a kid coming up over there on Euclid and Wildermere and all of those areas, and made my plans to bring something back.
Mr. Terry,
Yeah.
if people wanted to get in contact with you or go and look on your website, how could they do that? Do you have a website?
Yeah, so it's www.allforone-Detroit, that's ALLFOURONE Detroit.org. A lot of people will put FOR and say they can't find us because they forget to put the U there. So it's ALLFOURONE Detroit.org is our website. They can contact our office at 313-442-3604. And there's always a time and a place where you can always volunteer your time. We work in the school system, where we have our social behavior programs called our National Youth Leadership Council Roundtables,
Right.
where we're attached to, I think, like 40 different universities, as well as all of the school districts throughout the states.
Now, do you have places where the youth can participate?
Oh yeah.
And what are some of the addresses and streets where the youth can participate? Because there's a lot of things that have been tore down,
Yeah.
and the youth are looking to get into constructive things.
Correct.
And what are some of the places where you can direct the youth, which you all may have built and restructured or whatever,
Right.
where the youth can go and
Well,
where they can rebuild their life or build their life?
Correct. I mean, right now, we're in the universities like Wayne State, University of Michigan, Dearborn, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan State, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Central Michigan. So they can go in, if they're in those particular areas, they can actually go into we have locations in those certain areas. So they can actually go into those universities and sign up and be a part of the team. We're also working out the deal to renovate or redevelop a new project with the old Dexter Elmhurst Center.
Yeah,
So,
they're right there, Dexter
yes,
Elmhurst.
Yes, sir. So
Right.
we're trying to see where Miss Moore is going.
Mhm.
If she's not going too much anywhere with that anymore, we're actually going to purchase it
Okay,
and we're going to tear it down and build a whole new recreation center over there.
okay, what are
They're
some?
not happy about that, but
Right, sure,
with growth comes a lot of responsibilities and
exactly,
accountability.
right. Are there any programs that you have for the youth? Any programs that's going on where the youth can get involved in?
Yeah, they
Get their life transpired?
Or that's why our National Youth Leadership Council roundtables
Okay,
and our youth roundtables come into play. Those programs, if people pay attention to our social media, they'll see that we pop up little videos with the high school kids. And they have dialogues about open dialogue. And all they have to do is come into our program and basically, as long as they're not using profanity, they can talk about anything and everything. And trust and believe. Those kids talk about any and everything. I've learned a lot about how young ladies turn into homosexuals and bisexuals. I've learned about how young men treat women. And some young people that you don't even know of, their parents, their fathers have been incarcerated for the last 20 years because they keep bouncing back and forth,
right,
selling drugs at 40 years old and 50 years old and still doing that. And so we've been blessed to be we've already worked with over 33,000 young people.
okay,
And given that the Youth Council Roundtable, the social behavior programs, allows them to not just watch you, but watch the young people too, and then come up with their own opinion on how life should be. And so going through there, it gives them an opportunity. They know now when we do it in the schools, they know they're not going to get suspended. They know they're not going to get reprimanded. They're not going to get judged for what they say. They just get to come out right and just say it. And most kids, when they have that security blanket, and they know they can say whatever they want to, because they know no one is going to do those things that I just said, judging, discipline, none of those things. All you can't do is say cussing words. Now I get to just express who I am as an individual.
Right.
Now it really works. And so, we work with agencies like United Way on this. United Way was so stunned that we were doing this because they thought that we were small. So they looked us up and was like, whoa, hold up. You guys get the same numbers we do. And that's the same way with Skillman and with Tanya Allen and all that.
Right.
We work with Detroit Parent Network. I sit on their board of directors. So everyone that's in these agencies or these organizations that's been running around here in the city of Detroit for the last 20 plus years, I'm somewhat affiliated with them. Like, they like, oh, you're supposed to be on this with us, or can your agency work with us to do this? I've been blessed to do the My Brother's Keeper initiative, being a part of President Obama's image award, taking young black men from being in prison to being in the education field. And so with that, we developed the Ida Mae Jones Scholarship, where it's in two universities, my university, my alma mater, Eastern Michigan University, and Wayne State, in the Department of Education, where we give a $2,000 scholarship for all 4 years. So, then let me tell you this again before I let you, because I want them to think I'm slaying them. We just teamed up with the Lymphoma Foundation and research. I'm a cancer survivor of 16 years of lymphoma cancer. And that cancer has not had one information on it on this path. We talk about breast cancer and prostate cancer every day, lung cancer and all of these. But when I received that Hodgkin's disease, which killed Flip Saunders, the former head coach for the Pistons, and all, I did not know what it was, where it came from. I just knew it was there. But with the Lymphoma Foundation in that month of September, we're going to show the people of this 50 states that lymphoma is a killer as well. It takes over 1.5 million residents, people's lives, okay? And this is not an age thing for lymphoma, for Hodgkin's disease and non-Hodgkin. This is no age to this. It's just like having breast cancer. So when I implore to your listening audience, self-examination is the key. If you feel it wrong, I was like any one of you. If it didn't bother me, I didn't bother it. And so if it wasn't for my sister who's a nurse practitioner, I would not be here in front of you. Because she was the one that kind of scared me into going to the hospital, which got me into that journey of going through the cancer, which got me into that journey of beating it, and got me to sit here in front of you and your lovely wife and your listening audience. We're going to make a new way in this. Young people are coming up immensely into the idea of what leadership is. And it takes people like yourself and me and constant others who are not willing to just give in, but to dive in. There's a difference. And if you're willing to dive in into changing people's lives, it only takes you one day. That day that you wake up in the morning, that you're blessed to wake up and see the next sunrise and the sunset, to impact 5 people's lives. That's what I leave you with. I tell people all the time when I go to their functions or conference, you have to affect 5 people's lives. If you ain't affect 5 people's lives, you ain't did your job. And you need to go back to sleep, wake back up again, like Groundhog Day, and do it again. Because that's the only way that we effectively change anything and everything in our neighborhoods.
You know, that's truly outstanding what you're saying and everything. But just know too that see, we all have a purpose here on earth. We all have a purpose here on earth. Everybody who you see walking the stages of life, we all have a purpose here on earth. And one of the biggest things about life is you are put here to affect the life of someone else. But a lot of people, don't do that. They're caught up in themselves and have a selfish spirit. But you hear, and your greatest joy is going to come from affecting somebody else's life, making an impact in somebody else's life. Not your own,
No.
but making a difference in somebody else's life. That's when God is going to bring joy to you or to me.
Yeah, because you know the spooky part is when they call me at night. Coach Terry or Mr. Terry or Ishmael, I need your help with something.
Right.
And I need the guy heard they get these things done. And I've been like, well, that's a testament of what I was willing to do. And the sacrifice that needs to be made to be a service of the people. And 15 years, man, 15 long years I've been serving the people. And I can tell you one thing, I don't know how I do it when I wake up in the morning, but I know I roll over and I pray one good time. And then I go out there and I open up that door and I say, God has given me the gift to service the people. Right. And I'm going to continue to do that till you guys put me in the ground.
Right. And you know, anytime he give you a vision, he's giving you a vision with the youth. Anytime he give you a vision, he will also give you provision. He will give you the direction, the guidance. He will give you everything that you need to make that vision happen, to make that vision come to pass. He'll give you the strength and everything it is that you need. And as you're walking out that journey and impacting people's lives, more strength, more power, more joy just keeps coming to you.
I agree. And that's why I look forward to the journeys ahead. State Representative Ishmael Terry sounds like a good name. 2019.
So 2019, you're going to be running for state representative.
Yeah, state representative, District 5.
District 5.
Yeah, that's my old buddy, Fred Durhall III over there.
So
Who's his current state, right?
His term will be up then.
Yeah, his term will be up, and we've already expressed to him that we're not going to run against him. He was worried like the Dickens as we building all these new things and everything in that community. And we told him, no, bro, I'm a veteran. I'm a wily old veteran, so I don't run against incumbents. I let them do their thing. That's what you promise the people. You do your job. That's what they pay you $79,000 a year to do.
Wow, that's
you
good.
You go do that. And so we're just continuing to work hard. We'll work hard with them as we build the park. We're going to include them in it. Irma Clark Coleman, gotta give her some credit. She appropriated us $43,000 from the Wayne County budget towards the park. So we're getting a lot of juice to go and build over here.
Is there a phone number where people can reach at?
You can call me. Please just don't call me at 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning. But you can call me at 313-442-3604.
We got 2 minutes left. You have a quick question for Mr. Ishmael Terry.
So those that are in the schools, could you just call off some of the schools your program is in, and then for those that are watching, they want their children to be a part of the open forum.
Okay, Cody High School, Central High School, Northwestern High School, Southeastern, Cranbrook, West Bloomfield High School, Farmington Hills High School, Ann Arbor High Schools.
And what times are those?
Westland. Oh, so we're there normally at from 1 o'clock, 1 to 4.
1 to 4.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And they get a nice cool T-shirt from us too when they join in.
All right. That is really, really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. What an outstanding show we've had today. Mr. Ishmael Terry from his powerful organization that he belongs to, and all of the things that he's doing to impact the youth and to impact the community. So you heard it right here today. You heard some outstanding things today, what he's doing out there in the community. And I've been your host today, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophetess Dinetta Banks.
and along with
Ishmael Terry.
From where?
CEO of All for One.
CEO of All for One. All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll see you next Saturday right here on Comcast TV 90 at 8 p.m. prime time. May the good Lord bless your week. God bless you.
Can I get a witness here? I do. How many worship Him?